Ziders, Roggenberg, then Swanger. Last at bat, Ziders got walked. Was only able to get the second, then got left stranded. And here's Gladys' next pitch. And that's going to go through the infield, a base hit. Tucker deciding maybe too much of a gap between trying to dive for it and it going through. Gets fielded into center field, so a base hit to start off the inning. And now it's going to be Roggenberg.
If I'm not mistaken, Norm, and I often am, but if I'm not mistaken, that's only the second hit of the ball game for Olean. Third?
Yep, Zagardnik has 2 singles.
Oh, I guess if you look at the scoreboard, you would probably have a good idea of that. I guess it pays to look at the scoreboard and not my own stat book.
And now it's going to be, again, Roggenberg. He got on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. And here's Gladys' next pitch on the way. That's going to go foul near the, I would say, the 3Cs area from the angle that it went in. But the good thing is it won't hit any of those peanuts and french fries and all that. You don't want a sad fan.
No, you gotta think of the food.
And while we hear Hava Nagila, here comes Gladys' pickoff attempt. But back in safely is Ziders. Roggenberg back into the batter's box. Gladys takes a check at Ziders. And here's the 0-1. High and outside. The count goes even. Roggenberg getting some signals from his third base coach as he steps back in. Gladys, he's also in that situation, the pitcher's best friend, the double play. Count 1-1, and here comes his next pitch. That's popped up. Is it going to stay in play? Campus chasing it down, and not enough real estate. And even if you would have caught that, it would not have counted because that would have been ruled a trapping of the ball.
Yeah, off of the backstop here, the netting, but a nice effort by Campus to try to track it down, but just didn't quite. It needed probably another foot or two of ground down there, and it would have dropped into play, and he would be able to make the catch. Regardless, it counts as a foul ball, and the count's now 1-2 against number 43, Luke Roggenbach.
Gladys looking to get the first out of the inning, either by the strikeout or the double play or any way that you can get it. Here's his next pitch. And that's going to be a chopper to second, but it gets fielded by the first baseman. Easy catch here by Jack Davis for the first out, and Ziders was able to get back safely.
All right, so now we got number 35, Zach Swanger, the designated hitter at the plate. He struck out in the second inning, walked in the fourth inning.
And he'll step into the batter's box. Only one out, runner on first. And Gladys getting ready to throw his next pitch. And the Skunks also got some action going on in the bullpen, too. As Gladys gets his sign, here comes the next pitch. Outside, 1-0. Once again, Ziders, the runner on first. He got on by a single to start the inning. Swanger steps back into the box. Gladys gets his sign, comes set. Here's the 1-0. Runner goes. Campus's throw. Oh, that's a beauty.
Wow.
Caught stealing. We need the DJ to put on every time there's a caught stealing. How about that Jane's Addiction song? Ben caught stealing.
Yeah, somebody got caught stealing indeed. That was a bullet from the catcher to second base. A perfect throw. Got him right on the ground, right where the glove was at. Perfectly executed caught stealing by Johnny Campus. Great work there. And great work by the shortstop, too, getting this glove down right where it needed to be and giving Campus something to throw at. But that's how you do it.
And Campus has a laser for an arm. We've seen it before. Here's Gladys' next pitch in the dirt, 2-0. So a chance here for Gladys to get a bit of an unconventional 1-2-3 inning.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, right?
Exactly. Swanger wanting time. Bit of a confusion here on the count. It says 2-0, but it got it corrected to 2-1. Or no, it's 3-0 according to the umpire's indication. almost like playing a guessing game here. So the count's 3-0. Swanger one ball away from getting walked for the second straight at bat.
And they're going to straighten it out here. They still don't think they have exactly what the count is. They want to double check here. Umpire checking with the other ump.
Yep.
Over at first.
It's not like they're in the ninth, 2 men out and 3 men on. This is 2 outs and no men on base.
Better to get it straightened out. You know, I had to go all the way to the Tarp Skunks bullpen to get Gladys's name.
Wow.
That's dedication.
Indeed it is. And I'm sure you caught that Billy Joel reference.
No, but we're up to 2 this season, Norm.
Pressure off the nylon curtain as the 3-0 pitch is called strike 1.
Right down the middle. Nice delivery by Eddie Gladys here. Now we got a hitter's count, 3-1.
That's the green light. There's some batters that'll let it pass. There's some that'll try to take a huge hack at it. And I'm sure Swanger wants to get on base and get something going. They're still in this game. They've held Jamestown to only 1 hit, but it was the walks that have come back to bite them so far. Swung on and missed 3-2. Swanger wanted to try and hit that one to the CN tower, but instead he just got the breeze. So it goes from 3-0 to 3-2, and a chance for another 0 on the board for Jamestown. Full count pitch on the way. Just a bit high. Ball 4. Back-to-back free passes for Swanger, and now it'll be Grosh, the third baseman.
Well, Swanger makes his way to first here with 2 outs. Olean still trying to get their first run of the ball game. It's 2-0 the score here in the top of the 6th inning. Jamestown leading the Oilers, as Norm noted. Number 10, Mitch Grosh, the third baseman, stepping up. He walked in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 4th inning. Here he is, his 3rd plate appearance.
Swanger, he's got a decent lead off of first base. As here comes Gladys' next pitch, and that one's going into the gap into right center field, but it does get fielded there by King nicely, so a screaming line out to end 5.5 here at Dietrich.
And we'll stay with you here, and we have a guest in the press box. We have operations director for the Tarp Skunks for the 2022 season, Jackson Fowler. Jackson, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Obviously, we're doing good here, so we're happy.
So what exactly do you do, Jackson? You were here last year as an intern, and they promoted you. They gave you pretty much oversight of game day operations.
Yeah, so last spring, fall and spring semester, I was at JCC, and I was given the opportunity to intern with the team in its inaugural season. And then they ended up promoting me the last summer to box office manager, which oversaw the ticket sales and helped with interns. And now I am operations manager, so I oversee game day operations. I help communicate with people from up here in the press box to down on the field, and still do some stuff with the ticket.
Now, where are you from besides JCC?
I'm from Falconer.
Oh, good for you. I'm from Falconer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, a little bit older. So Jackson, I won't say how much older. So what's it like on opening night here? I mean, the weather wasn't cooperating. Were we going to start on time or not? We ended up doing so. But how's the attendance for an opening night with the weather being iffy to start things off?
Attendance has been it's been pretty well. We haven't closed one of our main gates yet, so we don't know a big number on attendance, but or a total number on attendance. But, yeah, I think we did pretty good. We have a lot of people packed into those grandstands. Unfortunately, the rain kind of scared off some people in the bleachers, but the Pew crew is still down there.
Well, we've got people listening on the radio, streaming online, and also the video feed as well. What's your pitch to get people here to the ballpark at some point this season or every game, whether it be a season ticket or a game? What's the reason for coming out here?
Well, I mean, it's a great ball club here. Our manager, Jordan Bazil, he runs a heck of a show, and certainly we saw that last year when they won the North, I believe it was. Yeah. So, and here they are up 2-0. They just have a winning ball club, and it's always a great time. We got promotions. Our next one, $2 night. $2 bleacher tickets, $2 popcorn, $2 hot dogs, and $2 beer this Monday.
Oh, the Rowdies will be out then on Monday night in force.
Oh, absolutely.
Looking forward to it. Jackson, you're doing a great job. Any questions for Jackson before we get back to the field?
I got nothing, Jackson. Just keep doing what you do, my good friend.
All right, we appreciate that.
You're doing a super job. Go Skunks.
Go Skunks. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson Fowler, Operations Manager, Director, day-to-day operations here at the ballpark for the Tarp Skunks. Doing a super job as well. And, Norm, we're back to the action on the field.
Yes, we are. It's going to be King, Campus, and Davis to start it off in the lower half of the 6th inning. And the ball hits them. So on base is going to be King on the hit by pitch, and now it'll be Campus up to bat. And also, Olean's got another pitcher right now pitching, Carson Whiteman, number 50 from Kane, PA. He's 6'4", 195, bats and throws righty, and he goes to Alfred State.
So that was the first pitch that he was hit by. An inauspicious start here for the Oilers in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see if the Tarp Skunks can capitalize.
And they usually do, and Campus is one of those guys that does get that done as he'll step into the box. And a check on first by Whiteman. And here comes the next pitch. Runner goes. Is he going to get there on time? He may not. I think he going to get caught. And that's the first time a Skunk's been caught stealing on the 5 attempts they've done it tonight.
Well, Jake Meeker, who was behind the plate, the catcher here. Well, actually, it's number 35, Zach Swanger now, I believe, who is behind the plate. He didn't start the game behind the plate, but he looks like he's back there now. I believe that's number 35.
Or A.J. Vigalotti, number 30, possibly.
It is number 30. Thank you, Norm. Vigalotti showing a great arm there. Maybe that's the secret to their sauce is getting Vigalotti back there to make the toss to second to catch runner stealing.
But here's the next pitch of Campus. That's low, 2-0.
So King was caught stealing on his way to second. So nobody on board, 1 out. Johnny Campus here trying to get on.
Whiteman behind the count, 2-0. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and popped up. First baseman calling for it. And he will back up and make the catch for the first out. And that's the number 1 rule when you feel, or second out, excuse me. But that's the number 1 rule in any part of the outfield, infield. If you call for the ball, the rest of the people have to back up.
Certainly so. So what looked like a good start for the Skunks and not so good for the Oilers now is turning into a fairly quick inning. 2 down quickly. And Jack Davis, number 11, the first baseman for the Skunks, now at the plate. He walked in the first, or struck out in the first and walked in the third.
And here's the next pitch on the way, and did not go around the plate, so it will be ball 1. And plus the pitch was low and outside. And also from the first base umpire, he also confirmed it was not a swing. So Whiteman looking to at least even the count. Here's the pitch. And this is another pop-up. And there's a 3-man campfire for it. Vigalotti makes the catch. And we got a 1-2-3 inning as we've gone 2/3 of the way here at Dietrich.
Yes, indeed. And at the bottom of entering the 7th inning here, we are ready to take another break. We'll have more Tarp Skunk action in just a moment on your community radio station, WRFALP 107.9 in Jamestown.
It's a new pitcher, but I know who it is. It's a Rifalski.
And welcome back to Dietrich Park. Jason Sample, Norm Rodriguez, Jessica Bueller here in the press box, bringing you play-by-play action of the Tarp Skunks. We are now entering the top of the 7th inning. Yet another new pitcher for the Skunks. Norm, who do we got?
It's Ryan Rifalski, one of the returners from last year. He's a Warren, PA native. He goes to Mercyhurst University, and we saw him pitch a few games here at Dietrich last season, and there was one of them near the tail end of the year where didn't even last a full inning, but that was mainly from a Luke Turner error trying to get it over to first, and then after that, there was a low base hit that just rolled down the third baseline, rolling rawhide, and that was the last we saw of him last season. But he gets a new start this year, and I'm anticipating he's going to do well.
Well, we'll see what he does here as he gets ready to square off against the first Olean batter. They have number 30, who looks like he's in the batter's box. And that would be the catcher who had that nice caught stealing throw to second last inning. You said it's A.J. Vigalotti. He's from Staten Island, New York, attends school at Wagner College. He's playing at least one of his opponents. I think there's a couple of Wagner College players for Jamestown as well tonight. Do want to note that you're listening to Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown, but also streaming at WRFALP.com and even on YouTube now. Want to thank Ed Tomasini and his crew for doing a job bringing the video feed on YouTube, youtube.com/Allendale101. That's the address for tonight. It may change at a future date. Back to you, Norm.
So Rifalski about to throw his first pitch of the new season, and here's the delivery. Outside corner, but still a tad high, ball one. Again, Vigalotti, like you said, he subbed in at catcher. This will be his first at-bat of the night.
Yeah, Jake Meeker was in this slot, the number 8 slot, before he stepped in.
Next pitch is even higher than the last one, making it 2-0. So it's going to be Vigalotti, Lehman, and then back to the top of the order with Stillinger. That's a 3 due up for Olean as the 2-0 pitch by Rifalski is on the way. In the dirt, ball 3. So far as we hit the 7th inning, 2 runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors for Jamestown, and 0-3-1 for Olean. Again, those walks coming back to haunt the Oilers a little bit. Here's a 3-0. Outside corner, 3-1. Vigalotti wasting no time, stays in the box. Rifalski gets his sign. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. The count goes full. Wanted to take a good hack at it, but again, just the breeze.
Vigolotti's built like a catcher, and if he gets a hold of one, I imagine he can give it a ride. We'll see if he can't do that here.
Here's the full count. Outside, ball 4. So Vigalotti gets the free pass, and now it'll be James Lehman, the shortstop, coming up the bat.
Lehman, number 27, struck out in the 3rd inning and grounded out in the 5th inning. Here he is, his 3rd plate appearance of the night, batting left-handed, hoping to advance his runner at first, Vigalotti. Again, the score is 2-0. Jamestown leading Olean in this non-league season opener here at Dietrich Park in Jamestown, New York.
And Rifalski takes a check at Vigalotti at first. Here's the pitch. Hits the outside corner for strike 1. And again, though, catchers not too known for stealing bases. Vigalotti didn't have a huge lead, but also coincidentally, Campus does have a stolen base tonight. 0-1 count. Rifalski comes set. And here's his next pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So Lehman in an 0-2 count gets back in the batter's box. Rifalski looking for that right pitch to try and get strike 3. Or even better, that double play ball. And here comes the 0-2. Chopped down the first base line, but foul. Able to see another pitch in this at-bat. And we're hearing some of the outside audio here, but right now Lehman in the 0-2 count still back in the box. Rifalski looking to get the out here, comes set, and here's the 0-2 again. And that's good. Go fair. Hits enough of the third baseline.
No, they're calling it foul.
Oh, from my view, it looked like it hit the right side past the third base line.
What's the rule there? I thought if you hit the line at all, it's a foul.
No, well, it was at the right side of it from what I saw.
I thought it touched the line. I thought I saw it touch the line. I could have sworn I saw a little bit of white dust fly up there too, Norm.
Even so, it's a foul ball, still 0-2.
Blues got a better viewpoint than us, and that's good for the Tarp Skunks because that could have been extra bases and possibly if A.J. Vigalotti could have got on his horse, possibly rounding all the way to third, if not home. That was going off all the way into deep left field. Had it been fair, instead, it's a foul. We'll do it over again.
So a sigh of relief, I would say, for Rifalski as Lehman calls time. And he'll step back into the box. Came inches close of a possible extra base hit. But Rifalski's got that reprieve, and he's ahead 0-2 in the count. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. Campus, what he's been known for during his 10 years of Tarp Skunk, a great job blocking that ball. Rifalski, though, still ahead in the count, 1-2. Nothing to panic about as he comes set on the belt again. And here's the 1-2. And that goes foul. The screaming liner may have hit the top part of the dugout, or the bleachers, excuse me, from what I heard.
I hear some people applauding. Apparently somebody may have made a good stat at catching it or dodging it. It was such a hard screamer. Like you said, I can't imagine somebody trying to catch that one barehanded.
Yep, and while waiting for the next pitch, another Skunks pitcher is warming up in the bullpen as a 1-2 pitch comes again for Rifalski. And that's going to go into left field, but fielded cleanly there by Hardigan for the second out, I believe, if not the first.
First out, and Rifalski won that duel there. Fly out to left field, back to the top of the order, and Andrew Stillinger back at the plate. He reached on an error in the fifth inning, struck out in the first and third innings. Here he is now in the top of the seventh inning, appearing at the plate for his fourth appearance. He's got a runner on first.
And the good news for him, it's just one out. Here's the next pitch by Rifalski. Outside, 1-0. So Rifalski's getting ready to throw next pitch as Stillinger gets back in the box. And again, it's Vigalotti at first base. He got on by the walk earlier in the inning. Here's the next pitch. Oh, right down Broadway. Count goes even, 1-1. Rifalski again taking a quick check at Vigalotti. From what we've seen, though, his leads that he's had from leaving the base, not big enough to worry about a pickoff attempt, I would think. But here comes the next pitch. Too high, 2-1. A good job by Campus to catch that.
Yeah, keeping it from getting behind him and allowing Vigalotti to get into scoring position right here.
Hitters count right now 2-1. And Stillinger back in the box. Rifalski comes set. Next pitch on the way. And it's going to be a chopper. This could be 2. 4. Not quite. Oh, foot off the bag. Runner's safe.
Oh, I thought that. Well, I guess they're going to say that his foot wasn't on the bag.
So that's going to be
so
an error.
Vigalotti is now at second. The Pew crew not happy about that one. I didn't get a close look at it. Jesse, did you see that? Did it look like that he was safe or out?
I didn't catch it either.
It was around the back end of the bag, so it would have been tough to see from our vantage point.
I thought his foot was on the bag. All the same, the umpire was right there, right on top of it. If he says his foot came off the bag, then that's what happened before the ball arrived. So now the Tarp Skunks find themselves in a little bit of a jam here. Rifalski from Warren, Pennsylvania now, looking at the number 2 batter in the lineup, Stan Zagardnik. He reached base on a base hit in the first inning, and he had a fly out in the third, and I think he also had a base hit in the fifth.
Yes, he did.
And so here he is, 2 for 3 on the night, looking to drive in the first run for the Oilers. Jamestown up 2-0, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Oilers are looking to strike.
And here's a chopper down, the short 6, 4, 3, double play. And that's how we end 6.5 innings. We've hit the 7th inning stretch. Score still 2-0.
And with the 7th stretch, we'll stay with you for this one here and thank our sponsors. Support for WRFA's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in 2022 is brought to you in part by Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, celebrating over 50 years of serving the community's automotive needs with an excellent customer buying and ownership experience. At Schultz Auto Group, all repair facilities have experienced and factory-trained technicians with state-of-the-art equipment for every automotive need, no matter what engine type, gas, diesel, or electric. The next generation of auto care is already at Schultz Auto Group. Schultz Auto Group, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Community Baseball on your community radio station, WRFA LP. For more information, call 1-866-931-2998 or visit schultzauto.com. Norm, who do we have on the mound for the Oilers right now? I think
we've got Matt Galati, the local native from Kennedy, New York, number 63. He did say to me he'd be pitching in the 7th inning. He's a 5'9", a $196er, southpaw through and through, bats and throws lefty, and goes to the Pittsburgh University at Bradford. He's a sophomore, and every time I hear that national anthem, whether my experience is doing public address or doing the play-by-play, I get tempted sometimes to pull that Harry Carey, lean out of the box and sing along.
They take me out to the ball game, huh? Well, you know, I mean,
I don't want to fall through the hole.
Maybe you'll get your wish one of these days, Norm. You do know the public address announcer, and you're on good terms with him, so perhaps you can find a way to live your dream and reenact a Harry Carey take me out to the ball game.
Well,
I, for one, will spare our listeners and the audience with any of my singing. I'm happy just to use my dulcet tones to let folks know what's happening on the field to the best of my ability.
And from what I see here, it's going to be Dorrell, then Bay, then Hardigan. So that'll be the top 3 of the inning.
Well, Matt Galati is no stranger to the press box. As I noted, he came up here frequently last season to root on the Tarp Skunks as he was a fan and also working here at the stadium in concessions. And now he finds himself facing the Tarp Skunks with his team trailing 2-0, trying to keep the Skunks from gaining any more runs this inning and making a good impression on the hometown crowd. I'm sure a lot of people recognize him. He oftentimes would be walking the stands selling refreshments of a legal variety.
Indeed. And again, another great walk-up song. Nothing wrong with a little bit of poison. Ain't nothing but a good time as Dorrell gets back up to bat.
Oh, if you say so, Norm.
He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. Again, in spite of the 2 runs, Jamestown's been held to only 1 hit. So the pitching for Olean, it's shown that it's been strong. Again, it's just been those walks as Dorrell swings and misses for strike 1.
Yeah, you know, it's the style of play. Talking with Coach Bazil last week, he noted that he was hoping to see a lot more hits and a better batting average for his team this season compared to last season. But they still had a winning record. They still capitalized on a lot of errors and walks. And we're seeing that tonight as well. It's not really the number of hits your team gets, but how you take advantage of every single opportunity you have when you're on base. And the Skunks have definitely done that tonight.
So counts even at 1-1. Galati's last pitch hit the dirt, but it got blocked successfully by Vigalotti. Here's the next pitch. Another screaming foul ball. Went over the top of the bleachers on the left side. So near the area where the grounds crew keep their equipment and their special trinkets. So count goes 1-2. Galati looking for a strikeout. Off speed, not a bad idea, but it went way too far outside and in the dirt. Count goes even at 2s. I hear no hands clapping when they're playing. If you have, you know it, clap your hands. Maybe they're just too focused on the game as the next pitch hits the dirt again and the count goes full.
Yeah, Galati sends a change up there. They didn't quite make it to the plate. Now he's got a full count against his batter, Will Dorrell, who struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 3rd, and I was busy the last time he was up.
Full count pitch, and this is going to go foul, and it'll go around the vicinity of the Tarp Skunk bullpen where they got 2 pitchers warming up. And Olean's got one there as well in their bullpen, respectively. Again, it's been 1 pitcher per each inning. Count full. Here comes Galati's next pitch. Inside and low, ball 4. So Dorrell will walk on sunshine to first base, and now it's going to be Cody Bay, who's looking for his first hit of the game.
So Galati walks the first batter. He faces Cody Bay now up. He flew out both in the second and the fourth inning. We'll see what he can do here in the seventh inning.
And he's getting some last-minute signals from Coach Bazil. And he enters the batter's box. Durrell has a decent lead off of first base. Galati gets his sign, takes a check, throws the next pitch. Oh, that must have been a tad high. Ball one. Looked like it was in that vicinity of a possible strike.
Yeah, that was right there on the edge. Could have gone either way.
Hey, it went the Skunks' way, so I'm sure the fans are happy. And Galati takes another check, next pitch. It's a bunt down the third baseline, but it goes foul. Got a little too much wood on it and spun to the foul part.
The good direction to send it, though, right down the third baseline. Nobody was playing in. He would have easily made it to first had it remained fair, but it did roll into foul territory, and he'll step back to the plate and do it again. 1-1 count here. If you're just tuning in, it's Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball 2022 on your community radio station, WRFALP 107.9 FM in Jamestown, New York.
And Bay back in the batter's box. Count, it's even now at 1-1. Galati taking a long look. Here's the next pitch, and that's inside, 2-1. Hit the dirt before it almost got Bay in the feet. And they got good reason to take a good check at the base runners for Jamestown because they've got 4 stolen bases tonight as a team.
Yeah, but they've got a pretty good catcher back there for the Oilers.
Yes, they did. They do. Vigalotti is the only one to force the caught stealing. Threw a bullet over the short, and it was Jordan King that got nailed trying to steal. Right now, though, count 2-2 after a foul ball. Bay gets back into the box. Again, Durrell has a lead off first base. And here's Galati's next pitch. Oh, clearly went around. Called strike 3. Yes, indeed. And that's one of those ones where I don't think they needed a second opinion. From my vantage point, Bay clearly went past the halfway point of the plate. That's an out, and now it's going to be Yogi Hardigan up the bat.
Yeah, Matt Galati there getting a strikeout here in his first appearance on his home field, you know, being a Jamestown area native from Kennedy, New York, just down the road. However, playing for the visiting team, the Olean Oilers. We'll see if he can't continue the trend here facing his next batter.
Here's his next pitch, off speed, and almost a pickoff attempt there, but Durrell trots back to first, and the count's 1-0.
Yogi Harrington walked in the second inning and flew out in the fourth inning.
He's also scored one of the 2 runs. Durrell goes. Oh, another throw by Vigalotti, but this time the runner's safe. Another good rocket throw there by A.J. Vigalotti, but it was mishandled by the receiver.
Yeah.
5th stolen base of the game.
Yeah, Durrell had a really good jump on the on that as well, though. He was well on his way by the time the throw made it there, but give Vigalotti a lot of credit for making it look a lot closer than what it could have been.
The way he's been throwing that, though, on those runners, I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up getting some starts for Olean.
He's got a cannon for an arm, that's for sure.
Well, here's the 2-0 by Galati. This is going to go into shallow left. And it gets caught for the second out.
No tag by Durrell. He remains at second. Fly out to left field. And now we've got number 13, Brandon Lane, the extra hitter, stepping up for the Skunks. He walked in the second inning, grounded out in the fourth.
Yeah, again, got to give credit to these Olean pitchers. They've held the Tarp Skunks, who last year averaged more than 6-7 runs and almost 10 hits a game, to just 2 runs and 1 hit. Even though they're behind, I got to say, Olean, they're doing a job well done.
Well, we got a pitching change here. They're taking Matt Galati out after having 2 outs and leaving 1 man on with that walk to start out. But not a bad showing here for facing 3 batters. Matt Galati, not just a pitcher for the Olean Oilers, but he also a thespian. He was took the stage at Falconer, had the lead role in the Fiddler on the Roof.
Matchmaker,
did a fine
matchmaker,
job.
make me a match.
Yes, indeed.
Find me a find, catch me a catch. As from what I see here, it's going to be number 16, Kyle Blunt, pitching. Or, no, I beg your pardon. It looked like it was number 16. It's 55, Ben Burdine. He's from Warren, PA. A 6'3" right-handed sophomore from Mercyhurst.
So he's going to warm up, and we'll stay with you for this one. Remind you that Tarp Skunk Baseball is going to be on WRFA every time there's a home game. So tonight's the season opener here at Dietrich Park, and obviously it's going to be a non-league game, so this doesn't really count toward the league record, but the official season against the rest of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League begins in earnest tomorrow night at Niagara Falls when they take on Niagara Power. No stranger to Jamestown and the Tarp Skunks. We saw them numerous times last season. We'll probably see them a lot this season. Jamestown will have Saturday off, and then on Sunday they'll be on the road again at Elmira for a late afternoon start at 4 p.m. And then they'll be back at home, as our good friend Jackson Fowler noted, on Monday night with the $2 promotion night happening here at the Dietrich Park when they host the Newark Pilots. And that'll be the next home game after this game concludes tonight. That game will be here on WRFA, and that game will also be streaming on our website. And, of course, if we can make it work, we'll have video yet again as well with the video streaming on YouTube. Again, if you're just joining us and you want to catch the video stream, you can go online to youtube.com/Allendale101. And I think we're about ready to begin action after the new pitcher warms up, Norm, and let's see what we can do with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position, and the Oilers down by 2, trying to prevent another run from crossing the plate.
Yeah, and it's Brandon Lane back up to bat. He's 0 for 1. He's been walked, and he's also grounded out. And next pitch on the way, hit the outside corner for strike 1. And while we got a second, with you saying that about the games, that'll be 2 of 6 games Jamestown will be playing next week. 2 of them are at home, and 4 are on the road. So they'll be busy.
They will be busy. We've got a couple busy stretches where there'll be 4 games in 1 week at home as well.
I'm looking forward for it. As long as I get to put on this headset, that's the best part. As the count goes even 1-1, as that pitch was outside and hit the dirt. Once again, it's Ben Burdine who is now on the mound for Olean. This is the 8th different pitcher that they have used. Again, a platoon system. Here comes the 1-1. Outside corner, 1-2. So 1 strike away from keeping the damage as it has been since the 3rd inning. The scoring has gone completely stagnant. The well's dry. Abbott and Costello have yet to find that oasis in the desert. Takes a check at second. Runner goes. That's a ball and an easy stolen base there for the DH, Will Durrell.
So Durrell finds himself now on 3rd. That's a 2nd stolen base.
Yes, it is.
And since he's reached the base on a walk at the start of this bottom of the 7th inning.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and score still 2-0 as 7 innings are complete.
Well, it was all for naught. Like Norm said, the score remains 2-0. Jamestown leads the Olean Oilers as we head into the top of the 8th inning. We'll have more Tarp Skunk baseball in a moment on your community radio station, WRFALP 107.9 in Jamestown. Too late now.
You know I wouldn't check it, Okay. New pitcher for Jamestown.
Thank you.
Number 34. Yep, it's another mystery pitcher.
And welcome back to Dietrich Park. Another pitcher taking the mound for the Skunks here. I think we'll get the name in a moment. This is a pitcher that's fairly easy to identify because he's got a wonderful mustache.
Yeah, we noticed that at the luncheon. Not quite a typical, not quite a Thurman Munson-esque, but it's close to it, I would say.
Well, I like to think of myself as a mustache aficionado, and I will tell you that it's getting there. It's almost a Randy Johnson type of
big unit?
yeah, type of a mustache. And I think it's
Eric Krause?
I think it might be Eric.
That does look like him. We'll go with that for right now until we find out otherwise. And should that be the case, Krause goes to Wagner University. The college is in Staten Island, but he is from the West Coast. He's from Rancho Santa Margarita, California.
Jessica Bueller is getting the confirmation on who it is exactly, but
Yep.
just taking a look at that would be my guess.
Yeah, and the batters due up for Olean are O'Brien, Ziders, and Roggenberg. So the warm-up pitch is about to be completed, as that was the last one. And it's going to be O'Brien up to bat, and he's 0 for 3.
Well, if there's the time to get out of it, now is the time. But it's got to be difficult, start of the season, especially when just about every time you make a plate appearance, you've got a new pitcher you have to get accustomed to and used to, you know. So not surprised that we've only seen one hit from the Tarp Skunks, despite them leading 2-0, and only 3 hits from Olean.
Well, here comes the first pitch by Krause, and it was way outside, ball 1. Again, this will be the only home game this week for the Skunks, as Jason mentioned in the last half inning. The $2 night next Monday night, the prime time, as the next pitch by Krause is in the dirt, 2-0.
Next Monday, we'll also introduce our listeners to our other intern for this season. That would be Max Pinjator, who attends Jamestown Community College here in the Pearl City and is a graduate of nearby Casadega School.
And for any viewers, be ready for possibly for him to jump into some commentary as well.
Yeah, he seemed to be really anxious and excited to do that, so I'm looking forward to working with him.
As the next pitch hits the outside corner and the count goes to 2-1. O'Brien gets back into the box. Krause in a 2-1 count. Here comes the next pitch on the way. Outside corner again. Count goes even at 2s. O'Brien takes a minute to take a cut or two, and now he'll step back into the batter box. Count even. Krause looking to get the out here as we start the 8th inning. Here comes the next pitch by Krause. And it's going to be a chopper to second. And an easy throw there to Davis for the first out.
So that is one away for the Skunks here, and the Oilers are down to 5 outs to try to bite into this 2-0 lead that the Skunks have, despite being out-hit by the Oilers throughout the game. 1 hit to their 3.
And speaking of that, Ziders, who's up to bat, he had a single in his last at-bat. However, he got caught trying to steal second base. And here comes Krause's next pitch. Fouled, almost went to near our area, but it was about 6 feet over.
Jessica gives us confirmation it is Eric Krause. Jessica will let you in on a secret. We went by the mustache.
Sometimes an easy identifier is key. In the count 0-1 as Krause prepares to throw his next pitch. Oh, gets enough of that outside corner, making the count 0-2. So 1 strike away from going to 2 outs. Krause looking for the 1-2-3 strikeout. Here's the next pitch. And a foul off nearly went into the Skunk dugout.
Yeah, he fended that one off. It might have hit him had he not got the bat out in front of that. Kind of a sideways swing, but he was able to deflect the pitch. Didn't work in his favor. The count is now 0-2.
Krause taking a little bit, wanting that right sign to get the third strike. But time is called. Only 4 hits combined, even though Jamestown does have that 2-0 lead. A win's a win, possibly, no matter how pretty or ugly it is, as the next pitch is outside for ball 1. Krause still ahead in the count. It's 1-2. And the next man after Ziders would be Roggenberg. 1-2 pitch on the way by Krause. Swung on, foul tipped, strike 3. And now it will be Roggenberg coming up to bat.
Looking good for Mr. Krause out here. 2 up, 2 down. Roggenberg steps up. He struck out in the first inning looking. He fielder's choice in the 4th and also pop fly in the 6th. So he's 0 for 3 on the night, trying to turn things around here against Krause.
Krause set the rubber. Here's his next pitch. Fouled off, strike 1. Again, Krause a right-handed pitcher. Roggenberg looking to get something going. Olean down to their last 4 outs. Krause shaking off a sign, but gets the one he wants. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, count goes even. So 1-1, 1 out away from 7.5 innings played. Here's Krause's next pitch on the 1-1. Oh, got Broadway. 1-2. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that was a nice fastball right down the middle. And it had some heat.
Where was it going without ever knowing the way? Count 1-2. Krause 1 strike away from another inning of zeros, but it went wild. 2-2. Very fortunate that there were no base runners on. Still has a chance, though, for that 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, there you go. The triple deuce is on the board, Norm.
Yep, what I'd like to say.
Beat you to it this time.
Hey, I can't get them every time. Sometimes I may just purposefully not say it. But here's the 2-2. Fouled off, and the at-bat will stay alive.
Yeah, got a good duel here between Krause, number 34, and his counterpart, number 43, Luke Roggenbach.
Count still 2-2. Krause looking to get that last strike of the inning. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a chopper to short. Tucker fields it, gets it to Davis. Oh, he mishandled it. And that was, I think that might be ruled an E3 because that looked like a good throw from my vantage point by Tucker. However, the inning does stay alive, and that's the second time Roggenberg's gotten on, either by the fielder's choice or an error.
Mark Tucker with a really nice scoop there. That was a hard chopper his way, but he got the glove down and fielded it perfectly. But on the receiving end, the first baseman just unable to hold on to it, Jack Davis. And I think that was Davis's second error of the ball game.
They're calling that a hit. From our view, that was an error, though.
The ball arrived on time.
It did. I would call it an error. I got it on my sheet. That's what we're going to go with. But here's the next pitch by Krause. Swanger swings and misses for strike 1.
I mean, if you don't want to give, I'm sure that the first baseman would appreciate it if you just go with what the scoreboard says, Norm. I'm sure Mr. Tucker, it wasn't even Mark Tucker. I'm sure the Jack Davis would appreciate it if we just leave it at a potential error.
Well, we're not bashing either way, but nonetheless, it's an 0-1 count. And Krause still has a chance to put this inning on ice. Here's the next pitch. Outside, count goes at 1s. And we're starting to hear some fan support. It's almost sounded like the Ric Flair woo, but if it was by a 10-year-old kid. But here comes Krause's next pitch. And here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Campus on the delayed throw, and it goes to center field. But luckily, Roggenberg did not fully get a good view of where the ball went, so he will remain at second base.
In the meantime, we got a runner now here on second. Krause trying to get out of this. He really had a good, promising start to this inning with 2 quick outs, a ground out and a strikeout, but now trying to do some damage control with a runner now in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, facing number 35, Zach Swanger, the designated hitter.
Good news is, though, it's still 2 outs for Krause. He's 1 strike away from putting this inning to an end. It's a 1-2 pitch coming as he takes a check at second. Low and outside, count goes even. So we got the 2-2. Again, though, from what we've seen from Swanger, he's not timid to swing the bat. Krause gets his sign from campus. Takes a check at second, and here's the 2-2. And it's going to go fielded by Tucker. Can he get it in time? Yes, he will. So a 6-3 ground out, and that's how we got 7.5 on ice here, Jason.
Yeah, Mark Tucker is showing his poise at the shortstop position, one of the toughest positions to play in baseball, and he fielded that one as well. And this time, his counterpart at the first base side, Jack Davis, got the ball and got the final out. So with that being said, after 7.5 innings of play, we'll stay with you for this break here and thank another one of our sponsors. Support for WRFA's coverage of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball for 2022 is brought to you by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. The Chautauqua County IDA is an economic development organization authorized and empowered by New York State to make Chautauqua County a better place to work, live, and visit. The IDA facilitates development by attracting new businesses while also promoting the retention and expansion of existing businesses, and it offers business assistance in the form of tax abatements, low-interest loans, and bond financing, all of which enhance the opportunities for job creation and retention by local businesses. The Chautauqua County IDA, a proud supporter of Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA LP. For more information on the IDA, call 661-8900 or visit ccida.com. Again, you're listening to Tarp Skunks Baseball here on WRFA. A reminder for our listeners, a week from tonight, not sports programming, but we are going to have another of our community conversations, this time focusing on Chautauqua Lake. An update on the health of Chautauqua Lake, the management of Chautauqua Lake, and we have officials from various agencies meeting up with our Public Affairs Director, Julia Cecila Hanley, and that will be broadcast live here from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock on WRFA and also streamed on our YouTube channel. And with that being said, back to you, Norm.
Thank you, Jason, and Olean's going to stick with Burdine here for another inning. We were about to get the first pitch going for it, but the DJ was told to cut off the music. It's all bobbled. That's going to be a clear E4. Had a clear shot to get the ball, but looked like a clown with a juggle, so runner goes on first.
Yeah, runner on first, and Jamestown in business here near the tail end of this ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. They're up by 2 runs, trying to add some insurance runs here, and with no outs and a runner on first, they might be able to do just that.
Yep, and that was Nate Johnson that got on base, and he's another local kid from Lakewood, New York, plays at JCC. Mark Tucker up the bat. Now he's 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. So second error of the game for Olean. And here's Burdine on a pickoff attempt. Tucker gets back safely. Or no, excuse me, Johnson. So this is a rarity. It's the first time in any start of an inning for Olean pitching where they've stuck with the same guy. But here's the next pitch, and Tucker's going to bunt. And he's got it. Oh, went through the pitcher's legs. Burdine pulling a Bill Buckner there as it goes between his legs, and both runners are safe.
Yeah,
I think that may be ruled a hit, though.
I don't know. It came between his legs. I would score that in E1, but we'll...
I would think that was a possibility, too, but it all depends. Yep, they're ruling it in there.
They gave it. So 2 consecutive errors here for the Olean Oilers on fielding. And now Jamestown finds itself in business trying to get some insurance runs here in the late stages of this ball game. A runner on first, a runner on second, no outs. They're up by 2 and trying to add to it here as we reach the top of the lineup yet again. Henry Martinez, number 5 at the plate for Jamestown. He is the center fielder and the leadoff hitter.
Runners on second and first, no outs. And here's a bunt, but Martinez pulls back. And Johnson was tempted to try to steal third and make it runners at the corners, but smart decision to go back because that does open up that double play possibility. So 1-0 count as Martinez gets back in the box. He has scored one of the 2 runs when he got on by a walk in the 3rd inning. Burdine takes a check at second. Here's his next pitch. A bunt attempt again, but it's aborted as the pitch was outside for a 2-0 count.
Olean's done a great job tonight keeping the Jamestown batters in check. Obviously, only 1 hit, 3 errors, and several walks as well. But Jamestown really hasn't done much except for the 2nd and 3rd inning when they scored a run in each of those innings. And now they find themselves in business here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if they can't capitalize. They haven't seen too many of these kinds of opportunities, Norm.
Double steal coming here, and Vigorati's going for second, but both runners are safe. Almost looked like the guy in second base had him, but Tucker got back to second in time, and he was 3rd on the team last year with 9 stolen bases as the count goes 3-0.
Vigorati there got rid of the throw quickly enough, but it just was a little too high, and the tag couldn't be applied where it needed to be. I think the ball actually arrived before the runner got there, but again, just not right on the mark, and as a result, both runners are safe, and now they're both in scoring position.
So steals number 7 and 8 on the night for Jamestown. Here's a 3-0, and now the bases are going to be juiced for the first time tonight by either team, and King's got a shot to, with a good base hit, break this game wide open and possibly drive in 2 runs.
Yeah, Olean's starting to feel a bit of pressure here. We'll see if they can't get out of this jam. It's going to be tough. No outs. The bases are loaded, and their number 2 hitter for the Tarp Skunks steps up. That'd be Jordan King, the right fielder. He struck out in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd, and I believe was caught stealing in the 6th.
Yes, he was. He got on by a hit by pitch. Bases loaded, and strike 1 outside corner. Even a good sac fly can drive in a run, and if you're Olean, this isn't a bad situation either, because now it's a force out at any of the 4 bases.
Right, just before that, when you had a runner at 2nd and 3rd, there wasn't even a chance for a double play. And now they can do something here.
King swings and misses 0-2. He wanted to get out the rye bread, the mustard. He wanted that grand salami, but he goes hungry with that swing. And I think I may have accidentally broke Jason, and I apologize, but 0-2 count as Burdine comes set, looking to try and limit the damage as this is fouled off. Count stays 0-2.
I don't mind the food analogies and the, stuff like that, but I'm kind of hungry, so it does get to me. If you were sticking with music, I'd be fine, but this late at night when I still haven't had dinner, Norm, you're making me hungry, so please refrain from the salami.
Salami's always good, though. The next pitch is inside, and the count goes 1-2.
Back to the action on the field here. This is a tough situation for Olean to try to get out of, but they can do it. It's just a matter of trying to take it one batter at a time, and this batter here is key.
Swung on and missed, strike 3, even though the count says 3-1. It was a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah.
So that was strike 3. The board's incorrect. It's going to be Campus coming up the bat. And the good news is it's only 1 out, so even a good sac fly can get a runner home. And pitching change coming up right now for Olean.
Good news for Olean is that they now can get a double play and get out of this jam as well. So we'll see what happens with the new pitching change. And if you're just tuning in, it's Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball on WRFA yet again for another season. Jason Sample here along with Norm Rodriguez and Jessica Beeler, our intern, one of 2 interns for the 2022 season. Happy to have you both on board as we figure out who the new pitcher is going to be. Just some housekeeping matters here for WRFA. I'll remind listeners that next week, as I noted, we have our Community Matters program live on the air from 6 until 7 o'clock, focusing on the health of Chautauqua Lake. Tune in for that and stay informed on the, what many say is the jewel of Chautauqua County, Chautauqua Lake. And Julia Cecil Hanley will have 3 representatives from 3 different lake organizations on board to talk about that. Also, next Thursday is a big day for nonprofit organizations around Chautauqua County with Give Big CHQ 2022. It's an annual day of giving where all organizations are encouraging their supporters in the community to provide a donation of their choice. WRFA will be involved, and if you donate on Give Big CHQ, there's a chance for us to incentivize your giving by getting some additional funding from some of our foundations and supporters. So that's going on next Thursday as well. And then later on in the month, on the first day of summer, June 21st, 2022, at the Southern Tier Brewing Company, the Empty Pipe Brewing Company. Norm, you're going to be here doing baseball. I'm going to be at the brewery celebrating the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a fundraiser for WRFA, our annual Great American Picnic on June 21st. Tickets are $20. Proceeds benefit WRFA. You do get some drink coupons with that, and also 4 hours of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame music performed live by local musicians who are volunteering their time for the radio station. So a lot of stuff happening in June besides the Tarp Skunks, but obviously tonight it is all about the Tarp Skunks. And with that, I think I may have bought us enough time, Norm, to find out who our new pitcher is, as well as get ready for the next batter. Who is the new pitcher? Yeah,
I already had it prior before your WRFA promotional stuff, which I've been to some of them. They're always fun to be at. It's Corbin Foy, though, pitching now for the Olean Oilers. He's a Niles, Ohio native. He bats and throws right-handed. 5'11" hurler from Mercyhurst College. And Campus has a chance of driving some runs, and throughout his tenure in Jamestown, he's been known to get that done in situations like this where he has a chance with runners in scoring position. Foy's got a big challenge here as his first pitch is fouled off for strike one. And should any of these 3 runs score, they will all be charged to Burdine.
That goes all the way down Falconer Street near the former bowling alley, now the Manufacturing Technology Institute for JCC. And we'll see what Campus can do here with the 0-1 count.
Here's Foy's next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He wanted to drain the juiced batters and get a grand slam, but again, he went empty.
So here's Johnny. Don't leave him stranded here. He's got 3 runners on, still 1 out.
Here's the 0-2 by Foy, and that's high and outside. Ball 1, a good eye by Campus to keep his at-bat alive.
The catcher for the Tarp Skunks, and oftentimes the defensive general, as some would say.
He needs 4 stars on his catcher's mask. 4-star general as the next pitch is outside and in the dirt. Count goes even.
I'm not sure if they voted on their team captains yet, but he would definitely be in the running.
We know for sure he was last year. Maybe they'll have more than one. We'll just have to wait and see as the season gets a little older, as the next pitch by Foy is fouled off, and this is turning into a bit of one of those duels. This will be pitch number 5 in this at-bat.
Yeah, nice battle here as Campus stays alive, deflecting that ball back toward us.
And Campus will get back into the box. Again, Foy, he's in a big predicament. 3 inherited runners. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, foul tipped, strike 3, so a huge second out there. And now it's going to be Jack Davis, the first baseman.
Well, I said they got to take it one batter at a time, and that's exactly what Olean is doing here. They've got 3 runners on with no outs, and they've struck out the last 2 batters they faced, and now with 2 outs, 3 runners on, Jamestown could leave 3 on board.
Here's the next pitch by Foy, outside corner, called strike 1. So far, though, Foy living up to the task of trying to get the hold here. And here comes Foy's next pitch. It's an 0-1. Just a touch low. Count goes even. And a sigh of relief probably for the Skunks. And here comes Foy's next pitch on the way. Outside corner, 1-2. So 1 strike away from getting out of a bases-loaded predicament.
Yeah, I thought the wheels were about to fall off the wagon, but give Olean credit here for hanging tough.
Here's the next pitch. Fouled off, so Davis will get to see another one.
I was waiting for a music reference. I said hanging tough, Norm.
Maybe all little new kids on the block.
I was going to say maybe it's before your time, but I guess not.
It is before. It's 10 years before my time, but I know what the song is. But here's Foy's 1-2 pitch. Take 2 on it. Swung and missed, strike 3, and that concludes the Skunk 8th inning. Runners left stranded, juiced up, and we're about to momentarily hit the 9th.
Yeah, 3 consecutive strikeouts after getting 3 runners on board, and Jamestown's empty-handed. Great job by Olean there in the bottom of the 8th inning to prevent Jamestown from getting any more insurance runs. So with that, the score remains 2-0. Jamestown leading Olean heading into the top of the 9th inning. We'll be back in just a moment with more Tarp Skunk baseball on WRFA LP.
Same pitcher.
Good. Welcome back to Dietrich Park here in Jamestown, New York. We head to the final frame of tonight's ball game. Jamestown leading 2-0 as we head into the top of the 9th, and Olean is down to their final 3 outs. And they'll see if they can't gut into that 2-run lead by the Skunks. In the meantime, their pitcher from last inning remains on the mound. We've got Kraus out there for one more go at it.
Yeah, and the batters to start off will be Grosh, Vigalotti, and then Lehman. So it's last ups here for Olean. They could still at least tie the game and force the bottom of the 9th, which, if there's a blue moon out, that's when it'll happen. That's how rare we see the bottom of the 9th inning at Dietrich Park. And
we're in the bottom of the lineup with Grouch, Meeker, and Lehman are the 7th, 8th, and 9th batter, respectively. So not exactly the heavy hitters of Olean for their lineup tonight.
And Krause, he has a chance, I would say, for, I would call a 6-out save. Goes over the 3rd. And Bay gets it the first in time. And Jack Davis, he had to do the a la John Neese split to try and get that ball, and he was able to nab it.
Yeah, a little Jean-Claude Van Damme action out there even.
Oh, some Cyborg, maybe Bloodsport. He's got multiple great martial arts films, but right now it'll be Vigalotti, and I would take a guess and say, should he get on base, there may be a pinch runner for him. Catcher's not really known for running speed very much. But it's just a prediction, as the next pitch by Krause is hacked at and missed for strike 1. So a 6-out save opportunity, I would say, here for him. And it's also a chance for Bazil to possibly look at a possible closer. No more Matt Henson from last year, who got it done when needed, as this one is hit to shallow right field. And chasing it down is King, and he'll make the catch for the 2nd out. So 1 out away from a shutout victory here for the Skunks.
Yeah, and odd, maybe even bizarre shutout victory if we see it, because they have only gotten 1 hit, and yet they're in the lead. It's a 1-hitter for the Olean Oilers, and yet they are 1 out away from losing this game, 2-0, in spite of getting 4 hits.
Yep. Hey, earlier in the season, the Reds, they didn't give up a hit at all, but they still lost. Lost the game 1-0.
To the Pirates.
Yes, it was. As the next pitch is called strike 1. The last team to do that prior was the Dodgers, and that was Jared Weaver on the rubber.
Well, back to the action here. 0-1 the count.
So timeout called. As Lehman, he's looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out, and flew out, so 3 outs 3 different ways. And here comes Krause's next pitch. Oh, hit the outside corner, strike 2.
Eric Krause is looking pretty good here. He's from Wagner, and I thought I saw another player from Wagner on the other team, but maybe I was mistaken. I'm just wondering if he's squared up against, that would be Zach Gorman. Yeah.
Well, here's the next pitch, and that's going to go foul into around the Skunks bullpen.
A.J. Vigalotti is from Wagner as well, who is the catcher. But he's nowhere near the on deck circle. I think he's got a ways to go to get to him.
One strike away from a victory here. Krause's 0-2 pitch. Fouled off again, so Lehman staying alive.
0-2 count, though. This next pitch could do it. The Tarp Skunks looking to start the 2022 season on the right note. They're on their way there, leading 2-0 with Olean down to their final strike.
And here comes the 0-2 by Krause. And fouled off again, so Lehman again staying alive, and if my count's right, this will be the 6th pitch in this at-bat. Lehman making Krause work to get that last out.
Lehman's 0 for 3 on the night. He struck out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th, and flew out in the 7th.
Krause looking to put this game on ice, looking to slam the door and lock it shut. Here's the pitch. Oh, called ball 1-2. Still, though, nothing to panic about. Krause is still ahead in the count. He's cool and collected, but the Skunks fans, they're not happy. But even so, they're still ahead, so I wouldn't be fully tripping if I was a Skunk fan.
Yeah, the Pew crew, they get excited just about anything, and rightfully so. That's what makes them fun here at the ballpark.
And we always appreciate that support. Here's the 1-2. That's high. Count goes even.
So a really nice pitching duel here. I think we're up to either the 9th or even the 10th pitch in this face-off between Krause and Lehman.
Thankfully, it's not Cage and Travolta, as this is a 2-2 count. And Krause looking to put this game to an end. Caught, looking, strike 3, and the Skunks win it in an unconventional type of way. Despite only getting 1 hit, they take advantage of walks and costly errors by Olean to walk away with a 2-0 victory.
Hey, great job on defense, and great job taking advantage and optimizing the times your players do get on the base. It doesn't matter how many hits you get, but how many runs you get.
Exactly.
And Jamestown doubled their hit total in runs with 2 runs and only 1 hit, and yet they are victorious tonight. 2-0 the score, a shutout. I got to give a tip to the cap to the entire team, but especially Ian Korn, the starting pitcher tonight, who got the team off on the right note. 7 strikeouts, I believe.
7 strikeouts in 4 innings. The way he pitched, I would not be surprised if Bazil makes him the ace. I think he'd do a good job filling Jack Laird's shoes.
Well, he got the start tonight, and rightfully so. We'll probably see him maybe on Monday night again. I think they might be ready to send him back on the mound by then. In the meantime, that's the next time we're going to do a game here on WRFA is the next home game, Monday night. We'll see you then. And in the meantime, any final thoughts from the broadcast crew? Jessica, thanks for coming up here. Appreciate it. We'll see you again next week, right?
Yep.
Very good. Norm, any final thoughts?
Tarp Skunks get it done as they almost always do at Dietrich. They get it done, they go 1-0, and we'll be back Monday night.
Yeah, the Skunks will be on the road tomorrow at Niagara Falls. Saturday off, they'll be at Elmira on Sunday, and then we'll see you Monday night, as Norm noted, against the Newark Pilots. First pitch at 6:30 right here on your community radio station, WRFA LP 107.9 FM. For Norm Rodriguez, as well as Jessica Beeler and the rest of the WRFA crew. Gavin Paternity back at the studio holding down the Ford Engineering. Great job. Thanks to Ed Tomasini for the video feed on YouTube. And for Norm Rodriguez, I'm Jason Sample saying thank you for listening to Jamestown Tarp Skunk Baseball right here on WRFA.